I'm the one you want. It's me. It's me. Hi, beautiful, and welcome back to our Living Boldly podcast. I am your host, Kayla Hodges, and by the end of this episode, you will know 5 principles that I personally used in my life to build a 7-figure company, as well as 3 secrets in sales that will help you become extremely successful as a woman, as a powerhouse. You deserve everything in the world. I will see you inside the episode. Hey, beautiful. Welcome to an amazing episode of our podcast, Living Boldly Podcast.
This is your weekly big sister advice on mastering influence, embracing your femininity, and handling any challenge that life throws your way.
I went to go see my mother for Mother's Day in Houston, and I took my daughter and we went to Mastro Steakhouse and we're sitting there. And I was in fine dining for a very long time. I was in the restaurant industry for almost 10 years. And I finished being in fine dining. I actually trained at the same place, the same restaurant. I never got to start working there because I took my first B2B sales job. But I'm sitting in this environment and I'm watching everyone walk around. And my daughter and I were sitting in the bar area and we ordered caviar to come over to the table, and we're just having a really great time. And what I realized is that somebody there had noticed me, this girl that worked there. I'm not going to say her name, but we had worked together almost 7 or 8 years ago, which was absolutely crazy at Papa Steakhouse. And I just had this really surreal moment sitting there, remembering my old life. Remembering it. I remember Claire, she's almost 13 at right now. So what was she, 5, 6 at the time? And I would work so hard. I would be at work in fine dining at night. You would have to leave, be there around 4 p.m. And I wouldn't get home until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Typically, most nights I would go out, to the bar that was there too with everybody, and I would drink as well, and I would come home, and that was my life. Very, very much so. And I was around that environment all the time, and I was working so hard, and I was so confused as to why I wasn't going anywhere, and right before I started in B2B sales, I remember, in addition to, working at the restaurant, I was also personally training during the day. So I would personally train, I would have my own business, I was doing that. And I also was back in school. And I was in biochemistry, molecular biology, pre-med, and I wanted to be a surgeon. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to go into plastics or orthopedic surgery. And I had volunteer hours at the hospital, and that's what I really, really wanted to do. And I remember working so incredibly hard, feeling like I'm on a hamster wheel, not going anywhere, and being really confused as to why that was my life, and really wanting something more for myself. And then it was so surreal. I'm sitting back at this restaurant and I'm looking at all these people and I'm like, holy shit, I could be here right now. Now, not to say that that'd be good or bad for the person that I saw that I used to work with there, nothing good or bad, but it was just a really surreal moment of oh my God, how far have I come? Where I'm walking in with my daughter and we're ordering caviar just because we can, sitting here and enjoying each other's company just because we can. I think that a lot of people believe that success just happens for some people. And I think that's complete bullshit. It does not just happen for some people. You get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. And over the past 7 years, there have been so many tears, a lot of sweat, a lot of hard nights, days where I didn't think I would make it, days where I was on my knees in my living room praying God for it to escape out. Days that I wanted to give up, heartbreak, doubt of myself, of my capabilities, people coming in and out of my life, good moments, bad moments. There's been so many things that have happened, but the one thing that has allowed me to be where I am right now, for our company to be doing 6 figures a month, and still like we're growing, we're in a growing process, but it's still exciting coming from where I've been to being where I am now, to be at this level and to know that I did that and put myself here. I think that there's a few things that I learned that I want to teach you because I think it can help you as well. A few things I learned in myself, my personal life, and then a few things I learned in sales that have really contributed to where I am right now. And I really believe that every woman deserves the chance to learn knowledge from another woman that has been in her shoes. So if you've been in a place where you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, not going anywhere, you've been in a dead-end job, you've been like feeling like, oh my gosh, when is it ever going to happen for me? I want you to lean in because I'm going to give you a few things that I think are really going to help you if you're willing to do them and if you're willing to listen and you're willing to do the work. This is here. I'm going to give you this information. It's up to you to see what you're going to do with it. The first thing is really simple, but it's really, really, really important. Whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart. All of your heart. I think it's a biblical principle as well. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. That means you work with all of you, not harder than everybody else, but with all of your heart, doing above what is necessary, doing above what is required. So let's say you're in a new role and you're going to your boss and they'd be like, is there anything else I can do for you? You're trying, okay? You are showing up. You have a good attitude. You're working hard and you're trying to find things to do. You're a problem solver. This is what's really, really important. Don't be the person that waits for somebody to tell you what to do. Look for things and fulfill the need. Fulfill the need and work at it with all your heart. Now, step 2 is really important. It's even more important. Work harder on yourself than you do at your job. Jim Rohn taught me this principle. Work harder on yourself than you do at your job. You are your number one priority. Your body is a high priority. Your mind, your spirituality, like all aspects of you are so important. And sometimes what we do is we put ourselves on the back burner and we put everyone else first. We put all these people, all these situations ahead of ourselves, and that doesn't work. It's not selfish to put yourself first if the intention is to fill yourself up in order for you to be there for others. How are you supposed to be there for other people if you don't take care of yourself? You have to put yourself first, which means that you're taking care of you. You're working harder on yourself than you do at your job. You are paid based on the value that you bring to the marketplace. That's how you're paid. And the more value you have, the higher you get paid. How do you increase your value? By increasing your skill set. You have to be working harder on yourself than you do at your job by increasing your skill set, by learning, by developing yourself. If you're not growing, you feel like you're dying. You have to lead learning and growing. And there's something about you by sitting here or whatever you're doing, listening to this podcast right now, it says that you want to grow. It says that you want more for yourself. So you got to do that. You have to be putting things in you that is going to help you become a better person. You don't want to be the person that's complacent, that complains about their life and yet is unwilling to do anything about it. Grow, learn, read a book, listen to a podcast, listen to a YouTube video. Get something inside of you that causes you to be inspired and to become a bigger and a better person. Knowledge is your greatest expense. The only difference between you right now and the version of you that makes twice, triple, quadruple the amount of money that you make right now is a lack of knowledge. That's it. And if you're willing to work on yourself and you're willing to grow, like you're going to continuously increase your value. And you can do that for multiple areas of your life. You can do that for your career. You can do that for your relationship. Most people don't work on their relationships. They're just hoping and praying that they'll figure it out. That's not how it works. That's why most relationships fail. You have to be willing to do the work and work on yourself so you can show up as the best version of yourself for your partner so they don't get the worst version of you. You have to be willing to do that. Where else? With your kids. You can't just hope and pray we'll figure it out. There's so many people that had kids before you. You should learn what to do, what not to do. There's so much knowledge out there. It's your willingness to learn it and learn that knowledge and become more. Now, number 3, who you surround yourself with matters. There's the basic principle of like you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. But I think in this modern technology, day and age, and social media, It's about like who you are listening to. Okay. My mom told me as a little girl that I had a big basket, and I'm carried around my basket, and whatever I listen to and or whoever I hang around with, like all that information goes into the basket. And that's typically what comes out. So if you are going around and you're hanging out with people that are influencing you in a negative way, you're going to align to those people. Just like if you were like, hey, I really want to get healthy, and then all your friends, all they do is eat fast food, you're eventually going to be influenced to eat fast food as well, because you're in that environment every single day. And what's really great is that you don't have to find 5 people that are necessarily doing better than you to influence you. You can listen to people. You can listen to this podcast, right? You can listen to other podcasts, other people online, reels, other people influencing you, of people that you want to be like, people that you want to grow into, and surround yourself with those people. You never want to take advice from somebody that you're unwilling to trade places with. You don't want to take a relationship advice from somebody that's not in a relationship. You don't want to take money advice from somebody you're unwilling to trade bank accounts with. You don't want to take children advice from somebody that doesn't have kids. You want to take advice from somebody that's been there and that has succeeded in that area and is willing to give you information, insight, thought to help you succeed in that area as well. Unfortunately, sometimes we think that our problems are so original. They're not. There's so many people that have been through something that you've been through as well. And they have taken the time to write books, to do podcasts, to make videos, to create content about how they gotten through that area. And it might behoove you to listen a little bit so you can learn what to do and what not to do. And you can learn from other people's mistakes, which is the step 4. Learn from other people's mistakes. Don't be the person that wants to go out there and try to figure it out on your own and trial and error on your own. That's not what works. Learn from other people so that you don't have to make the same mistake. The smartest people in the world, they learn from other people's mistakes so that they don't have to create the same mistakes on their own. And lastly, step 5, fall deeply in love with yourself. As a child, we were born into this world craving love. And some of us did not get the love that we really, really wanted, or didn't get the attention that we needed, blah, blah, blah. It is your responsibility to become the love that you seek and the love that you crave and the validation that you crave, so that you don't look for it outside of yourself. It's your responsibility to become the safety you crave. And that can be a really long journey to figure out how to do that. But it takes one step at a time. It takes you wanting to date yourself. I remember going through one of the most horrific breakups of my life like 5 years ago. And it was so hard. So hard. And I felt so empty inside. I cried myself to sleep almost every single night. I'm like, God, please help me find somebody that actually wants to love me, blah, blah, blah. And it was rough. And during that time, I realized I had never dated myself before. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a commitment to date myself.
Hey, beautiful. Just want to take one little second of your time to interrupt this podcast. First of all, I just want to honor you for showing up for yourself. Like, thank you so much for watching and for listening. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me. If you can just take just 1 second of your time, a little favor, and please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a review, comment on this, and share it to another woman that you know. We as women get to really stand and honor each other, and we do that by lighting fires at others' hearts. Sometimes a woman just needs to know that you believe in her and that she's capable, so please send this to her. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking that out of your time and doing that for us. You have no idea how much it helps and how much it helps us bring a really amazing guest on this show and get it out to more and more people. So thank you again. I will see you back in the show.
And I would write myself love letters. I would take myself out. I'd be like shopping and be like, hey, baby, do you want to buy that necklace? That would look so beautiful on you. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I would. And I get this beautiful necklace. I'm looking through, I'm like, oh my God, baby, you deserve it. I'm like, wow, thanks. And I would just spoil the shit out of myself. I would buy myself flowers. I would take myself on long walks next to the water. And I really, really took time to really find me and love me and feel so comfortable being with myself, and my standards raised about what I would expect from a guy. because I was giving myself such an amazing dating relationship. I was like, all right, I want this type of caliber because I'm willing to give that to myself. And I think that standards are important. It is not absurd for you to have certain standards for what you want. It is absurd if you have standards that you are unwilling to meet. If you have a certain type of how you want to be treated, how you want to be talked to, how you want it to be paid attention to, and you're willing to give that to yourself, it's not a high expectation. It's a standard for what you want to be met in your life because you're willing to give that to yourself too. Now, this is all internal stuff. You want to make sure that you're working on yourself. Lastly, I would say with that, in terms of working on yourself, is really be willing to do the healing work. We all go through so many things in our lives. And if you're unwilling to heal, if you're unwilling to grow, you're never going to be able to overcome the thoughts that are going on in your head and the feelings that come up. You want to be willing to heal through those and be able to do the work so that you can be at a place where you're grounded, you feel good, you feel secure in who you are, you feel grounded. You want that. I promise you. I promise you. You don't want to be walking around feeling so guilty and feeling anger and afraid and worry and anxiety. Like that shit does not serve you whatsoever. And so if you're willing to do the work, willing to heal through it, willing to become more, you're going to be really, really proud of who you are on top of just loving yourself. Now, when it comes to sales, what I realize is that there is 3 different things you have to do in sales in order for you to be really successful at it. In order for you to be able to close over and over and over again, to increase your closing ratio, in order for you to be the best of the best, which is probably what you want. If you're in any type of sales or in any type of entrepreneurship, like sales are really, really important. And you have to learn how to do this with people. And you have to learn how to do this with prospects so that you can really get the result that you're looking for and really become the woman that you want to be, right? A woman that has success drawn to her, the one that works easier and she works less and she makes a lot more. You want to become that woman, I promise you. And there's 3 things that you have to do in a sales process that I found throughout my time that has really helped me. And I want to give them to you because I think it's really going to help you as well. Step 1, make sure you write this down. Step 1 is find their problem and why it's there. Find their problem and why it's there. If you cannot find somebody's problem, they're not going to buy from you. You have to be willing to find someone's problem. How do you do that? You have to find someone's problem that they don't realize that is there. It's kind of like somebody coming to you and saying something's wrong with their car and you're a mechanic and you have no idea what's going on with their car and you just guess. You're like, oh, I think it might be the engine. Here is how much you have to pay. This person is going to feel like, oh, I don't know. And they're going to go to other people to get a quote as well. However, if you were to ask very specific, pointed questions and made this person doubt that there might be something wrong with the AC unit, might be something wrong with the engine, might be something wrong with, the way that, the oil is being used. I don't know. They're going to feel like you have expert authority and they're going to trust you more because of your pointed questions about something that they haven't even thought about. Let me give that example again. Let's say that you are driving your car and there's a weird noise. And so you take it to a mechanic shop and the mechanic guy is like, oh yeah, that definitely just sounds like the engine. You probably need a new one replaced. And that's gonna be about $5,000. How do you want to pay? You're going to be like, I don't know. And you might want to look at a couple of different other people to get advice. Why? Because they didn't really ask you any pointed questions. They didn't make you feel like there was something wrong. They just kind of guessed. They gave you an option and then they went straight into making you pay. There was not a real sales process there. However, if you went to a second person and you're like, hey, there's a weird noise with my car. The last guy said it might be my engine. He's like, well, yeah, it could be. can I ask like how long you've been driving the car for? Oh, and when was your last oil change? It was only last week. Huh. And have you recently gone on any like long trips? Oh, yeah, let me look under the hood really fast. Huh. Yeah, I think it's odd that there's something going on with the noise because you just had the oil change. So it makes me feel like it might be something here, here, and here. What I can do if you would like is I can run a few tests and get back to you and see what it might be. Like, would that help? Yes. And they come back and they're telling you all the other reasons as to what might be going wrong. And you're like, oh, okay, this person actually took time. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They have knowledge because they seemed like there was doubt there and confusion as to why the noise was there, even though I just got the oil change. This person is more trustworthy. I'm going to go with them. Why? Because they were able to find a problem that you didn't know that you had yet. And they use their tonality, they use their voice in order to establish doubt, in order to make you feel like, hey, like there's something going wrong that I don't really understand and know about. And therefore, you lean towards that person because they're the trusted authority, because they're taking the time, because they care. If you can find somebody's problem, okay, a problem that they didn't realize was there yet, and you can deepen that problem through your questionability, and you can tell them why that problem is there, they will buy from you. They will buy from you. Okay. You have to be able to find the problem and you have to be able to tell them why it's there. Now, step 2, you have to transfer your energy to them. Energy transfer. I'm transferring my energy from my heart to yours. I'm transferring my energy to you, which is why it's so important that you are so grounded in the woman that you are. That you are doing the internal work, that you are good, cool, calm, collected, because who would be able to influence someone better? Somebody cool, calm, collected, grounded, or somebody that's overwhelmed and anxious? Obviously the first person. Why? Because you're in a better place to influence and persuade and be creative. A woman is more creative when she's grounded. If she's freaking out, she's not creative. She's in fight or flight. She's in survival mode. Like that doesn't really work. And if you feel nervous before calls and you don't have tools to regulate yourself, you're going to bring your anxiousness and your nervousness into a call and you're going to mess up the sale. If you're desperate for the sale, if you're worried about the sale, if you need this sale, it's going to mess up the sale. Energy transfer is important. And I need to make sure that I'm good. I need to make sure that I'm regulated. I need to make sure that I am doing work on me and I'm confident in me. And confidence comes from you consistently learning skills, right? Progression equals happiness. You learning more, you becoming more, you doing the work, you working on yourself, you letting go things that don't serve you. Like that's where this confidence comes. Confidence comes from self-trust. With you doing exactly what you say you're going to do. You say you're going to train, you're going to do it. You say you're going to role play, you're going to do it. You say that you're going to work out, you do it. You say that you're going to take care of yourself in the morning, you do it. You consistently showing up for yourself and loving yourself over and over and over again will produce that self-confidence, will produce you believing in you, which is step number 3, belief. You have to believe in your prospect's outcome and what's possible for them, regardless of your industry. You can be business to government, business to business sales, business to consumer, door to door. It doesn't matter what type of sales you're in. Your prospect is looking for an outcome for themselves, an outcome for their company, an outcome for their team. Like they want an outcome. That is what they're looking for. And it's important that you understand how to deliver that outcome and talk about the outcome the entirety of the time. This person wants the outcome. You have to believe in their outcome. Let's say I'm in marketing services and I'm selling marketing services to small businesses, ads to be able to bring in more people to their, small business, their small restaurant, whatever it is. I have to believe in what's possible for this restaurant. I have to be able to see them having more guests come in and their revenues going up and their profitability going up and them being able to float higher and bring in more staff. Let's say that I was selling cybersecurity to a company. I have to believe in the outcome, making sure that they are fully protected, that their patient data does not get leaked, and that they're safe and that their patients are safe. Let's say that I was selling, high ticket sales, that I was selling some type of business offer. I have to believe in the possibility for this person to have the outcome that they're looking for them to be able to have more money, have more time for their family. Like, I have to believe in that outcome so severely and have so much certainty in that outcome. How would you believe in somebody and the outcome that they're looking for if you do not believe in yourself? How would that be possible? You would be a contradiction. To believe in somebody else, but to be unwilling to believe in you, it doesn't work. That certainty that will go away. And whoever's the most certain in a sales conversation is typically the one that sells the other person. You either have a prospect selling you on the reason and the belief and the story that they're telling themselves as to why they can't, or you're selling them as to why they want to buy this product, and it's to get the outcome that they're looking for. You have to stand in that certainty. You have to stand in that belief, which is why it's so important to really believe in yourself so you have the capacity to believe in somebody else. Find someone's problem. Be willing to learn the skills to be able to do this. You have to have a good skill set. Learning sales does not happen in a day. It's like saying like, ooh, I want like the most amazing body. I want to be competition ready. And I'm going to go to the gym one time. What? No. Like, in order to prepare for a competition, you need a minimum 3 months, right? Let's hope that you don't need to bulk up, because that's a whole nother different conversation. Let's say you're just shredding. You need 3 months. You need a very specific meal plan. You need a coach. You need somebody that's going to help you and prep you. You need somebody that's going to show you how to pose on stage. You need tanning. You need all this stuff in order for you to be successful. And it is a daily commitment to becoming a champion, a daily commitment. Daily commitment. I know. I did it. I won first place at novice. I won second in open. And that was one of the hardest, most strenuous times of my life, but I was so committed. And every day I would wake up and I'm like, I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I would see myself on stage, see myself winning first place. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I did. And it's the same thing with wanting to be great in sales. You have to envision that you are the woman, that you are the person that is capable of being able to be the best that you possibly can be. And if you have that belief in yourself, you'd be willing to do the work. You'd be willing to learn and grow every single day. Every time you get an objection, you would have the self-awareness to be like, what did I do to cause this objection to happen? You would go back there. You would watch the call over. You would look at, did my body language change? Did my voice change? Did I say this in a weird way? You would analyze it religiously, and you would want to get feedback. You would have a coach, somebody that could train you and help you to get better. And you would keep working at it day in and day out because you want to be the best, because you want to help more people. You have to have a willingness and a dedication to learn this skill set. Find the problem that this person didn't know they had. You help them find this problem. Get them to realize why that problem is there. They see you as the expert. You're transferring your energy from me to you, which means I'm working on myself every single day. I work harder on myself than I do at my job. So even though I'm learning sales and I'm working on it, I'm working on myself even more. I'm loving myself. I'm dating myself. I'm taking myself to the water. I'm writing myself love notes. I'm taking time with myself. I'm being patient with myself. I am pouring into myself. I'm watching my negative thoughts. I'm seeing if there's anything inside of me that doubts myself, anything inside of me that's mean to myself, anything inside of me that makes myself feel less than or more worthless. Like, I'm looking for that shit and I'm saying, no, absolutely not. I don't get to think like that. And I'm using tools to be able to pour back into myself in a healthy, powerful way. I am my biggest advocate. I do not let myself stay in a negative mindset ever. I'll set a 90-second timer. I'm like, girl, we got 90 seconds. You can be mad, you can be pissed, and then we're done. We're moving forward. If I have a crisis that's going on in my life, I'll give myself 30 minutes. Like, hey, shit's real bad right now. You got 30 minutes to cry your eyes out, and then we're back. Why? Because I'm a champion. And you can be too. You, baby girl, have everything inside of you to be able to succeed. The only person that could possibly hold you back is not your parents telling you you're not good enough. It's not some boy telling you that you're incompetent. It's not a boss telling you that you couldn't do it. It's not friends asking you, why are you doing that? No, The only person that holds you back is you. You're the only person, which is why step 3 is so important. You have to learn how to believe in yourself so that you could have the capacity to believe in other people, to believe in other people's outcomes, to stand for what is possible for somebody else. And the only way you can do that is for you to learn how to stand for yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. You're the only person that can rescue you. Stand for yourself. You are so worthy of having every single thing that you want in your life. I want it for you. I wish I can come through this audio or this video and shake you right now and be like, wake the fuck up. Pardon my French, but wake up, babe. Like, you deserve the world. What are you doing? But the only person that's going to be able to give it to you and to realize that you deserve that is you. So I just want to give you a little bit of permission real fast. Don't do this if you're driving, but if you're not driving, close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath and with me. Let's take a couple breaths here. Deep breath in. Last breath. And I want you to put your hand on your heart if you can. And just ask yourself right now, where have you been holding yourself back? Where have you been making yourself play small? Or maybe you've dimmed your light in order for somebody else to shine brighter. Where have you not chosen to use your voice? When have you been mean to yourself or maybe a little bit harder than what you should be? And as you're bringing all this stuff up to the surface, I want you to make a decision right now, make a choice. Even though that all these things happen, and even though I felt this way, I choose right now to let all this shit go. I choose to believe in the possibility that I have every single thing inside me in order to figure this out, in order to be successful. I choose to believe that I have the capacity to love myself in a way that I've never loved myself before. I choose to believe that there's a possibility that I can really step into my power and own my worth. I choose to believe that now. I am safe. I am safe. I am loved. I am more than enough. And I'm so worthy to have anything I want in my life. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Slowly coming back into the space. You get to have what you want. Stop holding yourself back. Stop giving yourself excuses as why you think it can never happen for me or whatever BS your brain wants to come up with. This is your moment. This is your deciding time. This is when everything gets a change for you because you're choosing you. You're choosing you. I hope that this honored you. I hope that you actually took the time to do the exercise. I want you to journal about it if you can. Please write in the comments. Send this podcast to another woman that deserves to hear this, that deserves to step into her power, that deserves to know her worth, that deserves to know that she is enough regardless of what's going on in her circumstances right now. I honor you. I love you. And I'll see you on the next episode.